to some UFC action. We're talking brand new segment for the meat pack. We're talking throwing bows with the meat pack. It's going to get into a little UFC. We got 258 coming up tomorrow, 12/13/2020.
Big card, son.
Usman Burns. We're going to break down this main card a little bit for y'all. We're going to break down the whole main card. First fight we have on this card is Pitolo and Marquez. Not sure their first names, but I know last name basis for sure. Now, Marquez here, I know, is the favorite going into this.
He's minus 170 here, and we got Pitolo at plus 145. So, I mean, pretty tight.
For Marquez, is a little weird. He hasn't fought really since 2018.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about either one of these fighters. I do like Pitolo, though. I think he's a very all-around good fighter. And that's why I said I don't really understand the line on that. Yeah, just because Marquez hasn't fought in a couple years.
Well, I think the reason is because Pitolo is just on such a shitter right now. Honestly.
He is on a little bit of stink.
I mean, both of these guys are from Dana White's Contender Series, and they earned their shots. And then now, since being in the UFC, Pitolo is 1-3, so obviously struggling. And then on the other side, Marquez has been struggling with injury for the past couple of years. Finally got himself healthy, went through rehab, and then failed his weight cut in November. So, yeah. I mean, they're both just kind of struggling to get to their fights. But regardless, here we are. I mean, both these dudes are just trying to prove their legitimacy, in the UFC. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I think they both, need to earn this victory.
Yeah, definitely need to get that dub. So, that should be a good little fight to start this card off. Next fight we do have on this card is this man, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Jim Miller. Name, dude, shout outs. But I'm not going to lie, though. I do like Bobby Miller in this fight. To me, Bobby Miller is a great boxer. Like you said, another guy who pretty good all around. What did I say? Bobby Green, not Bobby Miller. Bobby Green, to me, is a great boxer who I think kind of just bests Jim Miller in a lot of aspects of the fight. The only thing I guess I could kind of see is if Jim Miller is able to get Bobby Green to the ground, Jim Miller can really submit him. But I don't know. And all the other aspects of things, I do like Bobby Green in this fight. Like I said, the striking and everything, I'm not sure if Jim Miller is going to be able to handle that. But Bobby Green does slip up. Jim Miller can find himself getting him on the ground. I could possibly see a submission coming out of that.
For sure. And, looking at this lightweight division, these really aren't the two guys you're thinking of, for sure. But I still think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, Bobby Green, like you said, coming in minus 270 favorite against Jim Miller at plus 220 underdog. I mean, these are just two staples of the lightweight division here, honestly. Jim Miller in this fight will pass Donald Cerrone for just all-time fights in the octagon. He's going to 37-year-old, 37 fights in the UFC in the octagon. That's incredible. And honestly, not really high in the rankings, but he's kind of like one of those gatekeeper dudes in the lightweight division. If you're going to break into the rankings, you have to be able to beat Jim Miller for sure. And then looking at Bobby Green, he just came off of a decision loss. That was actually a really close fight. So I'm expecting him to have a little bit of extra juice here. And then, like I said, I mean, in your division, you can't lose to Jim Miller. If you lose, you're gone. He's the guy. You got to beat the guy.
No, he is a guy. That's definitely very true. Like I said, dude's just kind of been that journeyman gatekeeper his whole career. Legend, got the hair and everything.
Most fights in the UFC ever on Saturday. Shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. That's got to put a toll on the old body after a while. But
yeah, dude.
Bobby Green is walking out of there with that dub, but we will see. I know third fight we got on this card is that boy Kevin Gastelum and Ian Heinsick. Sorry for butchering your name, but this is another one, man. I look at Kelvin Gastelum and his kind of career, and he's obviously been on a 3-fight skid too.
Yeah, ever since losing to Izzy for that title fight, dude.
But that's my thing with that Izzy fight. Honestly, if you look at Izzy's career, I think Kelvin Gastelum probably gave him the hardest.
That was the fight of the year, 2019, bro. That was an incredible fight. Yeah, for sure.
Incredible fight, and like I said, that's probably the hardest we've ever had to see Izzy work to get a dub. I know Romero, there were a couple instances where if he would have connected on one of those shots he was throwing, I think Izzy was going out. But, for the most part, Kelvin Gastelum is still a fucking scrapper, dude. And like I said, I think he gets a bad rap right now, obviously losing 3 fights, his last 3 fights in a row. But in a way, I do think he wins this fight. I think this is a must win for him. And I think Ian here is a good spot for him. Like I said, I don't think Ian has faced anybody really at the level of Kelvin Gastelum. So to me, it's like some sacrificial lamb for Kelvin Gastelum to kind of get himself back in the win column and potentially climb up some ranks. Because if he doesn't, I'm pretty sure if he loses this fight, he's going to get cut, man. It's going to be, we're going to be looking at Gastelum and some Bellator or something. But like I said, I do like him going into this fight. I think, dude just got lightning fast hands, man. He's got that knockout power, and I don't think Ian is going to be prepared for any of that. I just don't think he's fought anybody of this caliber, and Gastelum gets it done for sure.
Definitely a huge fight for Heinisch here, but I got to disagree a little bit. He's 14-3, just knocked out his last opponent in the first round. And, Kevin Gastelum being there knocking folk out too. I mean, these fighters combined for 29 victories. 11 of them are knockouts. And neither of these dudes have been knocked out in their career. So if this is a finish, that's going to be the first time for either of them. Looking at the odds here, Gastelum is coming in -220, and then we got Heinisch at +180. So for sure, definitely does feel like a bounce back fight for Kevin Gastelum, but you can't really nod off Heinisch, bro. He's going to go in there and try to do some shit, son.
Kevin Gastelum, he says. Yeah, no, and I like Ian too. Good all-around fighter for sure. But, I think Gastelum is going to come put the mitts on him for sure. Second, we got the co-main event to this card. There's Grasso and Barber, man. We were just talking the last time we talked about this. Barber here cut up on him, dude. Absolutely ripped. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like Grasso coming into this fight. She has been on a roll. Barber just is coming off a loss against homegirl's name I totally forgot, where she did blow out her ACL in that fight.
Yeah.
I know it's been on a long recovery process for that, and has looked sharp. And the embeddeds and her training videos, she has looked sharp and whatnot. But I just think with the role Grasso's on right now, I just think at this point in time right now, she is kind of the better fighter. And mainly my point is I don't think Barber can keep up with the striking from Grasso. That chick's a little scrapper, dude. Lets the fucking hands fly on her. I do like Barber for sure, but I don't know. I got to go. I don't know. What do you think about that one?
This is a toss-up for me. Looking at the odds here, it's pretty close as well. We got Grasso coming in at -135, and then the Macy Barber, dude, coming in at +115. So, it is a tight fight here. Grasso looking at 15th ranked in the flyweight. Barber's ranked 10th right now. Like you said, her last fight was a loss. But Macy Barber started out her UFC career 8-0, 6 of them early TKOs, early stoppage. Like you said, had some knee injury, but, really just seems to be okay here. Did her surgery, did the rehab, and is, ready to go here.
Yeah.
And like I just said, Barber's, the type of fighter to want to end it early, try to get the fight over with. And Alexa Grasso is the complete opposite, dude. She won 8 of her fights by decision. Definitely tries to go the full length here. I think it's going to be a great fight. As well as, this is pretty much going to be one of those fights that decides the rankings in this flyweight division. We're talking about 15th and 10th. Going to be some big movement for whoever wins this. Personally, yeah, I'm rooting for Macy Barber, dude.
Yeah, no, she's definitely cut up, dude. That's a fucking beast of a woman for sure. Definitely going to be a scrap between these two little shorties right here. I do got Grasso going into that. But last but not least, we do have the main event of the card. Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. I know we kind of mentioned last week that, these dudes were teammates for a long, long time, have trained together.
They had Usman went out and went to a different camp. They're still training together. He had to go somewhere else to train.
Yeah, and from what I've been able to gather through information, I know through a lot of their sparring sessions, to me, a lot of people have said that Usman 9 times out of 10 would get the better of Burns. And, just as of right now, I like me some Gilbert Burns. Like I said, you're talking about 2 legit BJJ guys right here, that can get it done like that. But I think Kamaru Usman, we're going to see kind of the same game plan we saw with Masvidal.
Oh, yeah.
Usman looks to play the long game. He's going to look for the clinch and the grapple, and he's just going to wear and tear up on Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns 100% has some knockout power if he can connect. And like I said, if they get to the ground, that's a scrap too. Those dudes aren't chumps. But just, everything I've heard and whatnot, like I said, they've sparred before, have gotten into the ring together before, and Usman has usually come out on top of that. And I think he rolls that right into this Saturday. I think he goes to play for the long game, plays the points. Like I said, Usman is a very, very smart fighter who knows how to win big fights. And that's what he's been doing. He's the champ for a reason. I would not be surprised if Gilbert Burns does land some heavy strikes on him, but we've never seen Usman go out like that. So I'm not sure I'm pretty sure that chin can hold up. But I mean, I like Usman here. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not? We really haven't seen someone dominate like this, like Usman is. He's 12-0 in the UFC here, and he just gets in your face. He's not afraid to keep his foot on the gas pedal. His pace is crazy. I say that all the time about Kamaru Usman, but it's actually wild to watch. He's just in your face, beating the fuck out of you, and is an Olympic wrestler, son. Like, literally just high-level everything. So, I mean, like we said before, this fight was supposed to happen a couple other times. Burns ended up testing positive for the COVIDs. Masvidal filled in, 100% got outclassed. I mean, Usman made him look really bad in that fight, for sure.
Definitely.
But, I mean, Burns, before they were supposed to fight, is what I'm trying to say, and Burns earned that title shot. His two recent victories are over Damian Maia and Tyron Woodley, who are pretty much like, those are the welterweight dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these guys are good teammates, good fighters. They both know each other. They know each other's styles. And I think it's just going to be a burner, son. I know Usman's kind of known to go to decision and then fucking dominate in every category, but I feel like there's going to be a stoppage one way or the other here.
Yeah, no, I could definitely get behind seeing a stoppage. I'm just not exactly sure what that's going to look like. Like you said.
Yeah, looking at the odds, we got Usman coming in minus 280 favorite. Obviously, he's got the belt, and then Gilbert Burns plus 230. I think that's a little bit too spread out for me. I think it should be a little tighter. But like I said, dude, I'm hyped. This is a great main event. I'm super excited for this.
No, yeah, this is definitely going to be a scrap. I think all in all, though, I got Usman coming out on top, but I don't think it won't be without putting up a fight. So, yeah, big shout out.
Something common both these guys have. They both beat the fuck out of Tyron Woodley, dude. Isn't that like he was that dude for how long?
He was.
You know what I mean?
And kind of really never got that respect he deserved. Had just low pay-per-view numbers. I know a lot of fans boo Tyron Woodley for some reason, but like I said, these two fighters are well-deserved of the positions they're in right now because Tyron Woodley was that dude for a long time. But we're about to see, man. I think we're going to get in still. But we're going to see, man. This is a scrap. Definitely excited. Peep that tomorrow, 2/13, 2021, UFC 258. Be there or be square.